Jai Hind aspirants, welcome to Trishul Defense Academy. Myself Nidhi, and here Chiranjeev Roy just cleared his SSB. We will share some like experience and questions for your great career. Okay,
Jai Hind, ma'am.
Jai Hind.
Hello to all the defense aspirants watching this video.
Okay, please give your intro.
I'm Chiranjeevi Rai, and for the last 15 years, I've been staying in Ranchi. So if
Okay,
anybody asks me where I'm from, I say Ranchi, but originally I'm from Gorakhpur because my father is from Gorakhpur,
yeah.
and I come from a defense family. My father retired from the armed forces 7 years ago, and because of the nature of my father's work, I've been staying in different parts of India throughout my childhood. And then after I was in class fifth, I settled. My family decided to settle down in Ranchi because I have an elder sister who had a boats at the time, so we settled here. And since then, I've been in Ranchi. And then I pursued my I did my boards, my 10th and 12th from Army School Ranchi, Army Public
Okay,
School Ranchi,
excellent.
and I took PCM, and then I pursued my BTech in Electrical and Electronics from VIT Vellore, post which I got placed in Jindal Steel and Power, where I
Okay,
worked for 1.5 years as an electrical shift in charge. So I was placed in a department called BSM, Beam and Structures Mill, which produces angles, channels, the construction material that you might be familiar with. So that plant is highly automated plant, and I was given the responsibility to look after the plant's automation in my own shift. So a lot of times I used to get night shifts.
okay.
So that was my experience in Jindal. Post which I made my first switch into Naveen Fluorine, and I've been working in Naveen Fluorine Mumbai, and it is a chemical and pharma company, and it's
Excellent.
also a manufacturing company, and I'm in the transformation role there. So this is my background.
Journey and motivation behind you choosing your career as defense forces?
And when it comes to my journey, I've tried before also. When I was in the final year of my BTech, I had applied for the same entry as SC Tech, but at the same time, I had also gotten job offer from Jindal, and because it was COVID, it was quite difficult for us to get job interviews at the time,
Oh,
and I had managed to secure. So there were three interview calls for me throughout the placement sessions, and I converted one of those offers. And at the time, it felt like one bird in hand is worth two in the bush. So I had a job, and they were asking me to join immediately in a week's time. So
okay,
joining
good.
Jindal would have meant that I had to compromise with the SSB uh, dates. So I joined Jindal because I knew that I have age on my side, so I can apply later on. But first, I needed a job because I was in the final year of my college. So I joined corporate, and then I started. So once I settled in corporate, my probation period got over, and I was able to apply for leaves. I applied for SSC Tech entry again, and I got a call. And fortunately, I was home on Diwali vacations, and the time was also, aligned.
Okay,
So I was able to attend and give the interview,
excellent.
and it all went well.
Very good. And what inspired you to apply SSB coaching with like Trishul Defense Academy? And how did you prepare it?
Uh, so I'm sorry, I missed out one of your questions that you asked me previously.
Yeah.
It was the inspiration from where I got was majorly, you know, my, watching my father put up the olive green uniform, and I used to picture myself, uh, having the same respect in the society,
Yes,
and
yes, of
having the
course.
opportunity to work for your nation, and uh, instead of contributing to the EBITDA of a company, you're contributing to the growth directly, to the safety and the well-being of your nation. So
Exactly,
I mean,
exactly.
all the jobs across India, any job that contributes to the growth of the nation is a respectable job. But in my opinion,
Sure.
I had, and definitely a taste for adventure. If you look at my hobbies, I always had a taste to do something, very adventurous, and that is something that army allows you to do. And the camaraderie and bond that you share, and opportunity to live in a well-educated society, all of those things were deeply they deeply resonate with me, and that is something that motivated me to join the forces. And so when it comes to how I came to know about Trishul Defense
Yeah.
Academy, it was when I was here. I was in Ranchi, and I told my father that I've got a call letter from SSB to
Okay.
attend it in Bhopal. So I so immediately we started looking for options on how to prepare for the same, and I also googled the
Oh.
the popular coaching options
Yeah.
that we
Yeah.
have here in Ranchi, and the name Trishul Defense Academy also came up there. So I was at home at the time, and I came. I got a call letter, and I
Okay.
was looking for places. So I immediately googled, and I came to know about the academy, and it had good reviews. And I discussed it with my father, and he told me that he also knew someone who,
Oh.
because he plays golf in the morning, and he said that he met Brigadier Amar Narayan sir,
Okay.
there, who's the director of
Yeah.
Trishul Defense
Yeah.
Academy. He was doing photography there. He was taking pictures of birds.
Okay.
So he said that let me get in touch with him and see if they can they can be something that can be worked out. And it so happened that it is the same academy. So
Yeah.
he said that okay, go, and it seems like a good choice. So go and take a crash course, 14-day course there.
Yeah.
So that is how I ended up taking coaching here.
Nice. Very nice. Okay. What strength do you believe help you succeed in the SSB interview?
I think one of the for the first thing that helped me there was having an experience in corporate. I think it definitely helped me because not only was I able to prove that my experience was relevant to the forces,
Exactly.
but also I've been able to do well in the role that I've taken there, and I've been able to contribute significantly to the growth of the company,
Yeah.
and that is something that is appreciated, and that helped me uh, put a better picture of myself there in
Yeah.
the interview. Secondly, I think confidence and having good communication is also something that definitely helps you there. And having a role as a faculty in my current company
Mm.
helped me improve my communication and improve my confidence and be able to present myself and my thoughts more efficiently, more effectively on stage in front of other people, in front of
Good.
strangers looking
Yeah.
at you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that is also something that helped me in my interview process.
Okay. Then, can you walk us go through your experience during your like SSB selection process? What were the most challenging aspect?
Okay. So it all started with screening.
Yeah.
So screening was definitely challenging because I knew the
Yeah.
ratio
Yeah.
was quite tough, and I had 10 people in screening. But after
Okay.
screening, I realized that there are only a very few simple things that you have to keep in mind, which will get you through screening.
Okay.
And so OIR is fairly simple.
Hmm.
Verbal and non-verbal tests are quite easy. So if you practice a couple of sets and if you're doing well in it, so that's more than enough.
Yeah.
In PPDT, I think it is important for you to write good stories, practice and write good stories, and
Okay.
have someone who's experienced check if the quality of your stories that you're writing is good, and be able to narrate your stories confidently.
Sure.
And I'm sure if you learn to write good stories, you'll also be able to gain confidence, and then subsequently be able to present it in a good manner. And so a lot of people fumbled, they were not able to speak it in one go, or some of
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
forgot their stories. So those are some of the mistakes that are definitely to be
Sure.
avoided.
Definitely.
And post which once the discussion starts and the group is supposed to come to consensus and form a common story, there you should be able to put some uh, you know uh, think of when you look at the picture, think of a few points that the group may have not picked up, and something that you have observed. That is
Yeah.
something that you can definitely, when you pitch it, when you put it in front of the group during the discussion, it will get a lot of weightage, and a lot of people in the group will also listen to it. That is also something that happened with me. I noticed a few things about the picture which I shared with the group, which ultimately guided the outcome of the story and helped me in getting nominated to present the group's final summary story.
Yeah.
So I
Excellent.
think that is something that must be kept in mind. Other
Okay.
than that, I think the otherwise interview process is quite smooth and simple and straightforward.
That's superb. Okay. Then, what advice would you give to the like new candidates, that future defense aspirants or future defense candidates
Mhm.
preparing for the SSB?
Okay. So off the top of my mind, there are way too many things that I can tell. There are a lot of things you can do, you can work on, a lot of
Definitely,
pointers I can give someone. But if there was only one thing that I could say out of all those things, if I got the opportunity to tell them only one thing, that would be definitely, it would be to read newspapers. It is very helpful. And to read English newspapers, it not only helps you with your general awareness, but it also improves your communication and English speaking skills, and discussing what you read in the newspapers with the people near you. For me, it was my parents, so I used to
Nice.
read about the current affairs and then discuss the same with my parents, because they
Exactly.
always have very strong opinions about things.
Yeah.
And so we used to have debates
Yeah.
in our homes, and that helped me retain a lot of things that we discussed.
Mm.
So that is something that I will I like to give as an advice to defense aspirants. A
Yeah.
couple of more things maybe could be to it is good to realize that confidence and communication is something that is very important for
Superb.
SSB, but it is also an effect.
Yeah.
So instead of just focusing on confidence, try to focus on what causes confidence. And I feel that confidence comes from knowledge, from content. If you know about things, if you have experience in things, if you have experience of failing and then
Sure.
improving on yourself, that builds confidence. And then public speaking, being able to present your thoughts properly, all of these things contribute to confidence. So focus on these things. Eventually confidence, personality will come along and help the candidate crack SSB.
Surely. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Chiranjeev. Your words inspired our aspirants so much, and it would be great pleasure with you us.
Thank you so much
है
for
ना?
giving me the opportunity and
Yeah.
the platform to share my thoughts.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
अब डिफेंस एग्जाम क्रैक करना हुआ और भी आसान। त्रिशूल डिफेंस एकेडमी लेकर आए हैं बिल्कुल ही एडवांस लर्निंग ऐप। तो आज ही ज्वाइन करें और स्टार्ट करें अपनी ऑनलाइन क्लासेस।